Hello everybody, welcome to the Golf Pro Car Championship. We're in round 5 of race number 2 here at Yas Marina circuit this weekend. A 25-minute race coming your way for GT3 cars, GT4 cars and 2-litre touring cars. Around the 16 turns of the 5.281 kilometre Yas Marina circuit. 9 to the left, 7 to the right. This is their final race of the weekend to wrap up round number 5. Under the lights of the Yas Marina circuit, track temperature has cooled down quite a bit since we came out earlier today for race number 1 under brilliant sunlight conditions. Cars are making their way to the grid now. The number 86, Yas Marina, in the Dragon Racing Ferrari 488 Challenge Evo. Stunning looking car. We have 2 of them out there this weekend. There's our pole sitter, car number 39. Guru Balasubramanian. And a great battle in race number 1. He finished P1 in race 1. The grid positions that they are in now were set during qualifying earlier on today, and it's their second fastest lap. So that is how qualifying is set for these cars. There's the number 15. Starting in 4th position, Alman Islam in the Toyota 86. One of the Row Motor Oil entries. There is a car number 23, Maman Al-Kabani, in the 2nd of the Ferrari 488 Evo Challenge cars, run by Dragon Racing. Busy weekend for the Dragon Racing team. Also competing in the GT4 category for the Hankook 6 Hours of Abu Dhabi tomorrow. And all their cars looking absolutely resplendent this weekend. Car number 21, and that is Ryan Jurgensen in the McLaren 570. A stunning looking paint job and a stunning looking car. So we have 3 classes running this weekend. Class 2 for Challenge and Cup cars, 3 entries in that. Class 3 for GT4 or equivalent, that's what the McLaren will be running in. And this car here will be running in Class 4 for 2 litres. And that is the 71 of Avik Anwar, the Toyota 86. And there is a car number 11, the Honda EP3 of Krishna Reddy Patti. The RKC Autotech car. And number 16 is Ahmed Al-Khaja in the other Toyota, the 3rd Toyota 86. And we normally see some great racing from the Toyota 86 Cup cars. They come from the One Make series that ran here for many years at the Yas Marina circuit. It was run by the Yas Marina circuit. And those cars are very sturdy indeed. They're still getting around. Let's have a look at how they will line up for race number 2 of round 5 of the Golf Pro Car Championship. And Guru in P number 1, P2, Yas Marina in the Ferrari. Car number 23, starting in 3rd position, Maman Al-Kabani. And then in 4th position, Ayman Islam in the Toyota 86. Did a very good job in qualifying. His 2nd fastest lap put him in P4. In P5, Avik Anwar in car number 71, the Toyota 86. And then alongside him, Ryan Jurgensen in the McLaren 570. But then Krishna Reddy Patti in the Honda EP3 in 7th position. And Ahmed Al-Khaja in 8th position in the Toyota 86. That's how they are positioned on the grid. Rolling start for the Golf Pro Car Championship. And there we can see the sights of the Yas Marina circuit. W Hotel resplendent as always. We're looking at turn 3 and turn 4 there as they come down the hill past the Race and Drive Welcome Centre, Yas Marina circuit on the left-hand side, and then down into turn number 5. You can see the old circuit just running through the inside there. We don't use that anymore. But great class racing here in this championship that has been evolving over the years. And a lot of running being done by these cars at this circuit. They were here 2 weeks ago, running on the North Circuit only, when we turn left at turn 7 and come into turn 16. One of the shortest configurations here. Great racing on that circuit. But last weekend with Clio Cup and Formula Regional Middle East and F4 Middle East, they were running the Grand Prix circuit with a corkscrew, where they turn left at the exit of turn 3, run down through a corkscrew and come out halfway down the back straight. So lots of different configurations, but lots of racing happening at the circuit, which means there's lots of rubber down on the circuit. The track temperature has cooled quite considerably since we raced here in race 1 earlier on today under bright sunlight. As we clear the grid now, and they head out behind the Camaro safety car, which will lead them around the 16 turns. It'll pull off at turn 15, and then it will be Guru in the Porsche who will lead the way down to the race start when the red lights go out. Guys are going to have to work very, very hard, or the drivers are going to have to work very, very hard to get some temperature into these tyres to ensure that when the race starts, that they've got some tyre temperature heading down into turn 1. As the Camaro makes its way off the grid, we'll get a green flag and green lights, and some rubber being laid down there by the Porsche. And they start their weaving. This is to put lateral load on the tyres. And they'll also be on and off the brakes to get some brake temperature up as well. But that also bleeds through the rims and gets into the air inside the tyres as everybody heads around turn 1. And up through turn 3, and then come over the top of turn 3. Car gets a bit light here. And then down through the sweeper at 4. Just a little left-hand kink, really. Flat out through there, all the way down into the braking zone at turn 5. One of the first real hard tests of the brakes on the opening lap. Also where you can make some moves if you're brave enough. And getting good drive out of turn 5 is very, very important to maximize your top end speed down this over kilometre-long back straight. And we're looking at the back of the beautiful McLaren there. Just a little bit down the field. Obviously, his second lap, Ryan's second lap wasn't what he wanted to do in the qualifying session. And he's dropped back a little bit. He's got a Toyota 86 in front of him. Usually that'll be pretty short work on the first lap. There is a probably 300 horsepower difference between a Toyota 86 and a McLaren 570. Cars looking resplendent under the full lighting here at the Yas Marina circuit. On to the second part of the back straight around the sweeper at turn 8, and heading down to the parabolic at turn 9. Lots of rubber on the start-finish grid on the support straight, because that's where the Formula Regional and the F4 UAE have been starting their races for the this weekend and last weekend. Around about halfway through their championship at the moment. Cars heading into turn 9 now. They get the form up board as they come underneath the hotel between turn 13 and 14. And then they'll have to get those positions done by the time they get to turn 15. And then it's going to be up to Guru, our pole sitter in the Porsche 992 Cup car. And what a great battle he had with Jan Sandman in the Ferrari. The Ferrari got the better of him in the early part of race 1. And then a very, very good drive by Guru to get that position back and hold it to the end of the race. So they are starting the positions the way that they finished race 1, first and second. And a very, very eclectic group of cars running in the same race. Very, very similar to Brit car. As the safety car now slows the field down, they get side by side, heading up out of turn 14 to 15. No more weaving. Safety car has made its way off the circuit. Now it's car 39. Guru Balasubramanian on the inside, which is pole for the rolling starts. And they can start racing as soon as the lights go out, and the lights are out, and we're underway for 25 minutes of racing for race number 2 in the Golf Pro Car Championship. And it's the Ferrari getting a good start on the outside. Got to try and keep it all on the track. He stayed within track limits, and he gets the lead again. Wow. Jan Sandman had the tyre temperature that he wanted. We've got a mid-engine race car and a rear-engine race car. And the battle they had in race 1 is going to start all over again in race 2. Jan goes defensive down into turn 1. This is going to compromise his exit. And there we have the other Ferrari come through. And I don't think Guru was prepared for that. He's still trying to warm his tyres up. It doesn't look like he's got a lot of front-end grip at the moment. He pushed very wide into turn 5, and it's allowed the 2 Ferraris to get in front of him. He's going to have to attack back, but he has 25 minutes. So I think he's going to... Is he going to wait? He may well have to. He throws it up the inside, but he's going to back out of it. The 73 gives him room. Sorry, the 23, Maman Al-Kabani. Mamu doing a great job there, saw the opportunity, made the move stick, but this is allowing Jan Sandman to move off down the road. This is not what Guru wants. He's going to try up the inside at turn 9. Has he got the drive in the Ferrari to get out of there? Yes, he does. Mamu just says, okay, you can have that. But it only takes one small mistake at the very beginning of the race. So tyre temperatures, very important. Ride height's still not quite right. And you saw that Ferrari really struggle in the first half of the first lap. Stunning looking Ferrari. That Maman's car, the number 23, out of the Dragon Racing stable. Runs wide out of turn 15. He's going to have to keep an eye on track limits. He doesn't want to get penalised for that. But it's a 1.2 second lead for Jan Sandman in the 488 Ferrari Challenge Evo. You can see the gap there as they come around turn 3. And all the work to do at the moment as Anwar gets past Islam for 5th and 6th position. Good battles going on there. The two Toyota 86s hard at it. As we saw in race number 1, these cars usually get lapped twice by the GT cars in a 25-minute race. Still keeping an eye on our leaders. They are heading down towards the second part of the back straight at the moment. These guys are just starting on the first part of it. And there's our top 3 going through the shot. Gap was 1.2 seconds between Jan Sandman and Guru. Ferrari versus Porsche. And the Ferrari of Mamoun Al-Kabani in third position. Ryan Jurgensen up into fourth in the McLaren 570. Avec Anwar down into fifth, but he's made that move over Ayman Islam on that lap. And Ahmed Al-Khaja has moved up over Krishna Reddy Patti for seventh position on lap number 1. As the battles continue up and down the field. Gap 1.5 seconds now. Coming down. He's got to be careful that he doesn't overuse his tyres, as what happened with Jan Sandman in the first race. He ran out of tyres. Oh, you can see, oh, big sideways moment from Sandman coming through turn 3, just getting on the power too early. And he's going to come under pressure now from Guru. Guru's looking at that going, okay, you can use your rear tyres up again. Just stepped on the loud pedal a little bit too much out of turn 3 and had a big tank slapper. And that's all Guru is going to need in that Porsche car. Just diving around under brakes down into the 6-7 chicane. The Ferrari really struggling on corner exit. Have a look at this here. He just loses the backhand, gathers it up and loses it again. Gets out onto the marbles, out wide. We'll probably get a track limit infringement for cutting turn 4, but very little advantage gained. And what we saw from Guru in race 1 in the 39 Porsche is that he's an expert in managing tyres. The Toyota 86s are really going at it down into turn 7 and 8, 71 and 15. Avec Anwar in the 71, 15 is Ayman Islam. Side by side down the main straight. Who's going to be brave under brakes down here in a Toyota 86? Side by side, 71 on the outside. That's Anwar. 16 on the inside. And as the inside car makes that move stick, he's got to get the drive out of turn 7. Makes that work for him. Always an advantage to have the inside line down into the chicane. Battle continues on past the support paddock. Eyes in the mirror. That's how you have to drive these Toyota 6s. And here we go. Guru's got to run now down into turn 5. Ferrari getting all snaky under brakes. And Guru's going to get a good run out of here. He's going to get right up on the back of the Ferrari. Ferrari compromised the entry of the corner, taking a very shallow line. Means he had to turn it a little bit sharper. Couldn't get on the throttle as quick. Porsche fades to the inside, over the bumps. Then hard on the brakes. You can see the brake dust coming off the Ferrari under the lights of the Porsche. The Porsche takes a double bite at turn 7. Turned in a little bit early. Had to correct. 0.7 of a second was the gap as they came across the line. We've got 17 minutes, 40 seconds to go in race number 2 for the Golf Pro Car Championship here this weekend. And the Porsche getting a little bit squirrely under brakes into turn 9, but he's made that move stick. He runs it out a little bit wider. Sandman just covering his lines at the moment, but he can't afford to make a way. He's run very deep into turn 12. And that's allowed the Porsche to get a little bit closer. It's a repeat of race 1. The thing is, they haven't dropped Mamoun Al-Kabani at the moment in the other Ferrari. So if these two really get into it, he's got a chance here. Oh, big dive under brakes down into turn 6. Oh, loses the back end on the entry to turn 16. Can't quite make that work. Boy, these cars are right on the ragged edge at the moment in the Golf Pro Car Championship. Both of them getting very squirrely, but they're losing time. And Mamoun Al-Kabani is really just hanging on to these guys. We didn't see that in race 1. But maybe the cooler temperatures are suiting his car setup a lot more. They're already coming up onto the back of Krishna Reddy Pati in the... either side. Yeah, they make short work of the EP3 Honda. Heading out on lap 5 now. And both of these drivers right at the very limit of control in the braking zones and also the acceleration zones. You see the bumps there as they head towards the braking zone down into turn 6 and 7. And they're really asking a lot of these tyres. And the guy sitting behind them, Mamun Al-Kabani, he's just waiting brief, because if these guys start getting tangled up, he's going to be right there. Gap just stretched out to 0.8 of a second across the line on that last lap. Mid-engine car versus rear-engine car. Totally different handling characteristics and driving styles. More back markers coming into play. This will be Ahmed Al-Kahaja. Gets right out of the way. Just such a speed difference between the 2-litre cars and these Challenge and Cup cars. So make their way around 15. This is where Sandman made a mistake earlier on in 15. He ran wide out of the very rough ripple strips, the sawtooth ripple strips, and just lost all the drive. And that was Guru running very deep into turn 16 as well. Right on the very limit of braking in the Porsche 992 Cup car. So they make their way through 2, up over the hill at 3. Going to have some more lap traffic, couple of cars running close together down the back straight. Ayman Islam and Avik Anwar still having their battle, and this battle is going to come up behind them very, very quickly. And Ayman Islam's going to have to keep an eye on his mirrors, because these guys are going to be on them very, very quickly indeed. And the Ferrari seems not to handle those bumps as well as the Porsche. Down into the braking zone of 6 and 7. That's what happens on racetracks where you get heavy braking areas. The bitumen starts to fold up. There's the two 86s having their own battle. And here comes the battle for the lead. And they should get both of them by the time they get to the entry of T9. And the Porsche just does that. Good watching there from Ayman Islam in the 15. Just stayed nice and high, let the Porsche come through underneath, but losing more and more ground at the moment. It did affect Mamun Al-Kabani though. He got caught behind them, and he's only just got past them now, which means he's going to drop back a lot more. It was 1.9 seconds behind the leader, and he has dropped probably another 2 seconds back just from those lap cars. 39 Porsche heads into turn 16 in pursuit. The gap was 0.7 of a second. Let's see what happens this time around. 0.8 of a second. So after all the overtaking and a few slides, they're still pretty much on balance with each other. 12.5 minutes to go in this 25-minute race. About half race distance. It's Jay and Sandman leading from Guru in second position. Mamun Al-Kabani in third. Ryan Jorgensen in fourth. Ayman Islam in fifth. And Avik Anwar in sixth. Still having a great battle, those two in the 86s. And then it's Ahmed Al-Kahaja in seventh position and Krishna Reddy Pati in eighth. What has Guru got this time? Still too far back. Rides to the bumps, hard on the brakes. Takes an early entry into turn number 6. Didn't spin the tyres up on the exit. Still maintains a little bit of that, but Guru got a very good run out of turn 7. Has closed that gap down a little bit as well. Just seesawing between tenths at the moment. as they make their way out of 9 into this 10, 11, 12 right-hander. Ferrari into 12 now. Then 13 and 14 underneath the hotel. Porsche taking a little bit tighter line through there, a little bit of push on the exit of 14. Car not rotating the way that Guru wants it to do at the moment. Fastest lap of the race so far, 1:58.838 for the lead car, the 86 of Jan Sandman. Gap to 0.6 of a second now. Has the Ferrari done enough to look after its tyres? You can just see the glow of the front disc fading as it comes through turn number 1. Then balancing the car on the throttle through 2, and then flat out around 3. This is where he had a moment a few laps ago. Not making that mistake again. Into the braking zone at turn 5. Takes a really narrow line into there. Disc glowing red hot under the lights here of the Yas Marina circuit. And Avik Anwar has got past Ayman Islam up into 5th position for Avik Anwar in the Toyota 86. The leaders have got a clear run now. The only car that is in front of them again at turn 11 at the moment is the Honda EP3. But Jan Sandman doing the business at the moment with 9 minutes 40 to go. Oh, we've had a car rotate around there. That's one of the row cars, the row motor oil cars, come into contact with the barrier. And I think that is why Avik Anwar had got in part of in front of Ayman Islam. So that's where that change, just losing the back end coming out of the hotel. Lead battle still continuing on underneath the hotel. They're on lap 7 at the moment. Oh, sorry, lap 8. Just keeping an eye on that gap as they come across the start-finish straight. 9 minutes to go. Track temperature still dropping. Breeze is a little bit stiff coming down the start-finish straight. As the lead cars come into turn number 1. Gap 0.5 of a second now. As the 15 with a few more bent body panels that we used to get in the Toyota 86 battle. Ayman Islam down there in 6th position. He's lost about 20 seconds to Avik Anwar when they were having that fight. Lead battle continues on onto the back straight. Was half a second. Looks a lot closer with the long lens, but it's still around about a car distance. You can see that brake dust coming off the Ferrari. Looks spectacular under the lights. Runs deep into 6. Has to take a tighter line through 7. That's not going to help his exit speed. And there is Christian Reddy-Paddy getting overtaken again. Stays right out of the way of these Challenge and Cup cars. Oh, this is a moment. This is where the Ferrari is very good, but he lost it. He went in too shallow, and he had to drop off a heap more speed into turn 9. He normally has a very good line through there, and I think he just may have missed his brake markers just slightly and just caused him to run a little bit too deep. Guru has seen that in the 39 Porsche as they're coming up behind Ahmed Al-Khawaja, who currently running down in the 7th position. And now it's Guru with the fastest lap of 58.637, just a tenth quicker, but that's all he needs at the moment, is a tenth, because this gap has come right down as they go across the start-finish line. 0.2 of a second. So this is where the attack's going to start now. We've got just under 7 minutes to go. And the Porsche is right on the back of the Ferrari. You could probably replay race 1 to see where everybody ends up. But it looks like the Porsche just is able to hang on to its tyres a little bit better towards the end of the race. And we now see Jean going very defensive, runs deep down into turn 5. He's lost a lot of ground through there, but the Porsche gets sideways mid-corner as well. So I think they're both battling now with tyres that have seen the best of their life. And they're really having to manage them. And it won't take very much indeed to nip up that front left and run deep into a corner for both of these cars. But it just seems like the Porsche's got better tyres underneath it at the moment. But the Ferrari is lightning quick in a straight line. As long as it keeps getting the drive off the corner and not making any mistakes into corners, should be okay. That's a better line for the Ferrari through there. Porsche's got very good mid-corner speed through turn 9, but he takes such a narrow line on the outside. He left himself wide open down into these right-handers. He's really getting across to the left-hand side of the track quickly. He needs to not turn the wheel as sharp and keep a little bit more throttle on. It's just allowing the Porsche to close right up. Guru is seeing all of these spots where he can make a move. Can he make a move down into 16? This is where he got him last time, but because the Ferrari ran wide on 15 and got on the curbs. Both of them getting very close to the bollard, and nose to tail across the start-finish line. Is there going to be a move down into turn 1? It's going to have to be a big dive. Ferrari cuts across in front, compromises his line, compromises his exit. That allows the Porsche to get a better exit up through turn 2. This is where the Ferrari has to be careful. It's already lost the back end once coming through here. And the Porsche's right up the inside as they come out of 3, down to 4. It's side-by-side racing, Ferrari versus Porsche, down into turn 5. It's going to be the over-under trick. He's going to get on the power a little bit earlier, coming out of 5 in the Porsche, and get into attack mode. But that Ferrari's got great drive out of 5. But they're a lot closer coming down into the turn 6. The Ferrari moves across mid-track, leaves the door open. He locks up the front left. You can see all that going, dust going. He's going to run wide. He's run off the track. Both of them have run off the track. They both get back on the track, but that's enough for Guru to get the lead back. You saw the smoke coming off that inside left. He just asked too much of it, and that was all she wrote. They were both very talented to get back onto the circuit and get around that bollard, because that's what they have to do to take turn 7. Otherwise, they would have cut the circuit and they would have got a penalty. So with 3 minutes 30 to go, the Porsche has taken the lead. Guru doing an amazing job of just managing his tyres, and now you can see what he can do. He's put the foot down. He's going to try and extend away. And Jan has to try and stay with him. Oh, the Porsche gets squirrely coming out of the hotel in 14. Both these cars with the back tyres just about gone. It's going to take some very good driving to keep the positions and manage those rear tyres. 2:53 to go. We're going to get this lap plus one more. Oh, the Ferrari getting all squirrely on the exit of turn 1. Putting the foot down. The back tyres are just spinning up. You've got some lap cars in front of them. And that's Ayman Islam. And here's the move again. You can see the Ferrari has a little lock up there. He's lost some brake. He can't get the car pulled up in time. You see the disc glowing red hot. Both cars are off the circuit. The stewards will probably have a look at that, but they were both trying to get back on the circuit. There was nowhere else for them to go. As we pick them up again in real time. The Ferrari's not letting this one go. 0.4 of a second as they crossed the line last time. As they make their way down to turn number 9. 1 minute 45 on the clock. So this is the penultimate lap. Lead just seesawing by tenths at the moment. Who can keep the rear end of the car the straightest, I think, is more to the question at the moment, as they make their way down underneath the hotel, off Camber Corner. You just got to be very, very careful with the throttle on the exit. Just feed it in. Flashes a blue flame on the change up on the Ferrari. They're going to cross the line with about a minute to go. Gap just under half a second on the last lap. Let's see where it is now. 7/10 of a second, so he's pulled out 2/10. But I don't think Jan is done with yet. He's going to try everything he can on this last lap. Guru's just got to keep that car working well. 15 and 11 still having a great battle down there as they go across the line. And 15 and 71, sorry. And Ayman Islam goes up into the lead of the 2-litre class. Avik Anwar drops back one position as they start their last lap. Great battle between the two Toyota 86s. Last time down to turn 6-7. Porsche gets a little squirrely under brakes. Gets to the apex though, that's the most important thing. And then gets the drive out of turn 7. It's almost a second now, that lead, as they head down to turn number 9 for the final time. Ferrari's too far back to attack at the moment. It's got to be a mistake from Guru, who's leading this after waiting for a considerable time in the race. And the pressure that he was putting on. These guys having a great battle at the moment. 15 and 71, Islam and Anwar. Oh, big dive under brakes into the hotel. Not going to make that work. The Ferrari's really stepping on it at the moment. They've got the Honda in front of them. This could be a problem for the 39 as they come down to the final corner. The Honda has seen them, got the blue flag, stayed out of the way. Coming across the line now, checkered flag at the ready. And it's Guru who takes the win from Jan Sandman by 0.3 of a second. Wow. Great racing from these two drivers from both the races today. Maman Al-Kabani did a great job in the opening stanza of this race, and he finishes 12 seconds behind them. The battle's still going on. Contact between the two cars. The 15 went off circuit. The 71's gone through. They're side by side at the moment. As they continue on, positions were reversed, have been given back. Wow. Toyota 86 racing. You can't beat it. Track limits may be an issue, though. Track limits definitely may be an issue, as Ayman Islam comes across the road in 5th position. And Avik Anwar in 6th overall. Just waiting for Ryan Jurgensen and Krishna Reddy Patty to finish the race. The 71 going very slowly down the start-finish straight. He may have a problem from that contact because he's pulling over there. Does he have a flat tyre? He's got still cars coming around behind him. But there's our race winner. Guru, as we call him, did the job, bided his time, applied the pressure, made the move, and made it stick. We saw it in race 1. He did exactly the same in race 2. It's all about looking after your tyres in this type of racing, and he did exactly that. Jan Sandman could take some consolidation. He did do the fastest lap of the race at 1:58.477, and the fastest sector 3 on that very, very last lap to get within 0.3 of a second. Wow. Great racing to wrap up their weekend here at the Yas Marina circuit. Race 2 of round 5. They've still got 2 more rounds to go in their championship series. Cars making their way back to the pits now. And there we have The number Jan coming in to the second position, and Guru coming in to P1. All the top 3 cars run by Dragon Racing. I'd like to get down there and have a look at those tyres, how they finished up after that one. But what a fantastic drive, a measured drive, applied the pressure, made it work. And you can see there his name, Guru. Fantastic drive. He worked hard for that one. Third position, Mamun Al-Kabani did a great job as well. Stayed with that battle early on. And you can see how hard Guru has been working out there. It's a cool evening here, but it was very hot inside that Porsche. And that makes it 2 for 2 here for him today. A big smile. Fantastic effort. There we go. Guru taking the win in the in the Porsche, sorry, from Dragon Racing. Jan Sandman in second position. Mamun Al-Kabani in third in the Ferrari. Ryan Jurgensen in the McLaren 570 in fourth. Ayman Islam in the TRD 86 in fifth. Getting that on the last lap from 71. Avik Anwar, Ahmed Al-Khaja in seventh position in the 86. And Krishna Reddy Paddy in eighth position. In eighth position. Ahmed was in seventh in the RKC Autotech Honda EP3. Margin between first and second, 3/10ths of a second. Great racing from those two guys for both of the races today. Kept it clean. We had a little bit of contact at the end of race one between them. But that was a very measured drive by both of them, managing tyres that had seen well past the best of their life and keeping it on the straight and narrow around the 16 turns of the Yas Marina circuit. So March the 2nd will be the next round at the Dubai Autodrome for round 6 of the 7-round series for the Golf Pro Car Series. And what a fantastic series that has been so far and will continue to be. And well done to our friends at Golf Sport for putting on this series and managing it. And it's not an easy task. But Fred Jacobs and Martin Hope and the team down there, what a great work they do to give us some fantastic racing. So we're going to leave you with the highlights of race 2, round 5 of the Golf Pro Car Series. We'll see them in Dubai in next month. My name's Phil Anson. It's been a pleasure having your company, and it's bye for now from the Yas Marina circuit.